Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Before we start, I want to say as always, this is my birthday video. It's my birthday today, July 30th, and we'll be talking about that in a minute. But first I want to remind you that if you want to help support the channel, I have links down below to PayPal, Ko-Fi.com, and your donations matter. Not only will you help support the channel, but in return, you give me your email address and I'll send you stuff, copies of my books, including The Things That Happen at Night, a collection of short horror stories, and of course my book, Live in Cambodia, a guide for living in the Kingdom of Wonder. If you'd just rather buy the books independently of donating, that's fine too. There's links down below for all of my books. And also, oh, it's kind of loud. But also, if you like horror books, I have another channel. Let me get that loud motorbike. Here we go by. Jeez. Anyway, I have another channel called Horror Reads, and what I do is I review and discuss whatever horror books I've read, and I upload there about every 2 or 3 days, so be sure to check that out. It's in the description below as well. Alright, let's get on with the video. Alright, as I said, it's my birthday today, and man, I'm 59 years old. And some of you younger folks, you might not understand, but things change when you get to a certain age, man. You really start noticing how much things have changed. When I was younger, you know, I used to be about the hot girls and the fast cars. And now I'm all about a hot bath and a fast bowel movement. To be honest, that's sometimes the highlight of my day when I can manage those things. I used to party a lot when I was younger, strippers and cocaine. And now it's always about a good book and Tylenol PM. Because I'm achy all over, all the time. It's just achy. Yeah, I remember staying out all night partying, but now I have friends, you know, they call me up, younger friends, and they're like, hey, meet me at the bar at 11 o'clock. And I'm like, at night? Really? What? That's just crazy. I don't have time for that. I got to be up at 6 o'clock, make my fiber shake, make sure everything stays regular. During the day. Those are the things you got to do when you get older. You're more worried about what's going on inside your body than you are in what's going on outside the world. Just the way it is. But hopefully I'll be here for a few more, so everything will be fine. Look at that chicken. Nice, roasted. That's either duck or chicken, I don't know which one. They have them both here. But yeah, I want to answer some questions also. That people have sent me in recent times. Somebody wanted to know about that 10-year retirement or a 10-year visa scheme they have here. The program they have where you invest so much money in the country, you get a 10-year visa. And he wanted to know if he invested $100,000 in a condo, if that counts as a qualification. I don't know. I have not looked into any of the details for that particular program to determine if there's any kind of investment that's exempt or if it has to be just of a certain kind. Although I'm suspecting it's probably of a certain variety. I know you can invest in real estate, but I don't know if a condo counts for that. Like I said, I don't know because I have not looked into it. But yeah, these tuk-tuk guys down here, man, in case you don't know, we're downtown here, and these guys can get a little aggressive. You walk by and they say, hey man, you want some weed? You want some weed? And I say no. And the very next thing out of his mouth is, how about heroin? Do you want some heroin? I was like, ho, man, that's a big leap. You pass a whole lot of drugs from the way to marijuana to heroin. Shit, maybe it is a gateway drug. I don't know, because it seems to only be those two options. But yeah, we better stop. Cars coming left, right, that way, in back of me, in front of me. I learned my lesson there. But yeah, I don't know if that counts for your investment for that particular visa or not. Somebody else wanted to know if you need to be vaccinated in order to teach English. The answer is yes. At least the majority of schools I know of, the legitimate ones, they do require their teachers to be fully vaccinated, and by that they mean at least 2 vaccines. That does not mean, with the other 4 booster shots or however many there are now. But as long as you have 2 and you got the card to prove it, you're good to go there. Let me see. Oh, somebody else wanted to know that and this is a standard question, I've answered it a bunch of times, but I'll just go ahead and throw it out there. If their pension or their Social Security or whatever is something like $759 a month, if they don't go out and party and they're willing to eat local food, is that enough? And the answer is yes again to that. Hello. Of course, whenever I mention cost of living and if you can live here on a certain amount, I always have to add that little warning, it all depends on your lifestyle. What kind of apartment do you want? Do you want a lot of amenities? Those are going to cost you more. How much electricity are you going to use? If you got your air con running all day, every day, your electric bill is going to be a little high. That kind of thing. If you only want Western food or Western style food at the big supermarket, that's going to cost you a little more. So that's all going to depend on you. But I could vary. To me, that would be like living like a king for me. I live very local as I can. And yeah, $759. A single person, retired, willing to live locally, or as locally as you can, or as locally as you want to, I should say, then yes, $759 would be good. You'll be fine. Somebody said something, somebody asked me a question, and I know English isn't the first language, but I think what they meant to say was he wants to come over here, he's a driver, and he wants to get a driving job. I'm not sure exactly what he means by a driving job, but and if he can get a driver's visa, and there's no such thing as a driver's visa. In fact, as a foreigner, you can't have any job that a local could do. You can't go into a garment factory and get a job as a garment worker because they only hire locals. Barber shop. I know there are some foreign-owned barber shops, but you're not allowed to. You can't go in and say, I want to work at this foreign-owned barber shop because a local could do it. That kind of thing. So if a local can do it, tuk-tuk drivers, bus drivers, private drivers, the local can do it, you cannot, as far as the job goes. And I hope that's what he meant to ask. It might have been lost in translation, but I looked it over a few times, and that's the impression I got. Yeah, over there, where you see now is a Zando store. Nice, fancy fashion shop of sorts. I just remember when that used to be that big old hotel, the old Elephant Hotel there. It was big, it was beautiful, had a lot of carvings, had a lot of culture attached to it, you know, a lot of atmosphere. It was pretty cool. I liked it. Even though it sat empty for so long, they finally sold it off and somebody built this less attractive, in my opinion, store, you know, over there in this place. But that's progress for you. Oh, and somebody wanted to know, yes, has inflation hit Cambodia like it has back in other places like the United States? And no country is immune from inflation. I mean, prices have gone up. They've gone up a little every year, but not by much. It doesn't hit as hard. Like, it's not as significant, I guess you could say, as it is in some other countries. For instance, the price of beer, you used to be able to get it for 50 cents a can. That went up to, you know, instead of 2,000 real, which is 50 cents, it's up to 2,500, so about 60 cents a can now. You know, so the price of beer went up by a dime. A lot of these little shops, you used to be able to get a bowl of noodles for $1. They'll now be like $1.25. So it's not significant. It's not enough to break somebody or, you know, put somebody in poverty just because they have to eat or anything. But yeah, it is. Cambodia does get hit with inflation. You know, every country has, so just the way it is. But the thing with the beer is that it was overnight. That kind of surprised me. And I'm totally serious. If I wanted a 6-pack one night, I would go and get that 6-pack. It would cost me $3. Very easy, very straightforward. The very next night I go to get 6, and it was like a, you know, an extra 60 cents, almost another $1. And I was like, whoa, what happened here? And it wasn't just at that store, it was everywhere. Every store I went to and said, how much is the beer? And say 2,500 real. I was like, oh, okay. Inflation. It hit everybody, and it was just like overnight. They got charged more, they're charging you more. That's just the deal, man. It's just the way it is. I think, from what I can remember, I should write these things down, maybe make a little cheat sheet, but but I think that's all the questions I had that I could answer in this video. So yeah, don't forget to check out all my links down below. Help me celebrate my birthday. Donate at PayPal, Ko-Fi.com, or one of those. Buy my books down there. Other channels that are vlogging from this part of the world, they are down there. Autumn in Asia, our neighbor, Kelly, his channel is down there. Be sure to subscribe to him. He does a lot of great videos. He goes everywhere on his motorbike, and you'll see areas I don't get to. Also down below are links to my social media. Hook up with me on there. And of course, all my other links to my other channel and all that good stuff. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button if you have not. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. And I'll talk to you, if we can get through here, in the next one.